Have you ever walked into a room with a woman and felt like she was trying to hide you, or like she was looking for someone better while she was holding your hand? Most men spend their whole lives trying to earn a woman's pride by buying gifts or acting like a servant, but they never realize that pride cannot be bought. In psychology, a woman's pride in her partner is not about what he has, but about who he is when no one is watching. If you want to find a woman who is truly proud to stand by your side, not just on the good days, but every single day, you have to stop looking for a fan and start becoming a leader. Today, we are going to look at the psychological blueprint for attracting a woman who values you so much that she feels like she won a prize just by knowing you. If you stay with me until the end, you will learn why the most attractive thing a man can wear is not an expensive watch, but a life that he is proud of himself. Most people live by default. We live by design. If you are the person quietly dismantling old patterns to build a future that actually belongs to you, you've found your circle. We don't do victim here, we do vision. Subscribe to sharpen your awareness, leave a comment and bring your insight to the table. No noise, no ego, just the blueprint for a stronger mind. Let's get to work. The first rule in finding a woman who is proud of you is to understand the mirror principle. This psychological idea says that we attract people who match our own level of self-respect. If you do not respect your own time, your own body, or your own goals, you will naturally attract a woman who does not respect them either. You cannot expect a woman to be proud of you if you are not proud of yourself. Pride is like a fire. You have to start it in your own heart before it can warm anyone else. When you are on a mission and you are working hard to be a better man, a woman of value will see that fire and want to be near it. She will be proud to stand by you because she sees that you are moving forward in life. Many men make the mistake of trying to force a woman to be proud of them. They brag about their money or they show off. But in relationship psychology, bragging is actually a sign of insecurity. It shows that you are begging for her to think you are important. A woman who is truly proud of her man doesn't need to be told why he is great. She sees it in how he handles his business, how he treats the waiter, and how he keeps his word. True pride is quiet. It is a feeling she has in her chest when she sees you handle a difficult situation with a calm mind. Let's look at a story about a man named Simon. Simon was a man who wanted a queen, but he didn't want to do the work to be a king. He met a woman named Emily. Emily was very beautiful and successful. Simon felt small around her, so he tried to buy her pride. He took her to the most expensive restaurants, even though he couldn't afford it. He always agreed with everything she said because he was afraid she would leave him. He became a yes man because he thought that being nice would make her proud to be his girlfriend. The negative outcome for Simon was the loss of respect. Emily didn't feel proud of Simon. She felt bored by him. She saw that Simon had no edge and no rules of his own. Because he was always trying to please her, she felt like she was the one in charge. In her mind, Simon was just a nice option until a stronger man came along. Eventually, Emily left him and she told him, "I want a man I can look up to, not a man who lives for my permission." Simon learned that you cannot buy pride with money or beg it with kindness. If you have no world of your own, a woman has nothing to be proud of. Have you ever felt like you were trying too hard to impress someone, and the harder you tried, the more they seemed to pull away? This is a common psychological pattern. Tell us in the comments, what was the moment you realized that people-pleasing never leads to real respect? The second psychological key is the law of social proof. This means that a woman feels more proud of her man when she sees that other people respect him too. This doesn't mean you need to be famous. It means that when you walk into your community, your job, or your gym, people should see you as a man of character. When a woman sees her man being a leader in his circle, her psychological pride trigger is pulled. She thinks, that is my man, and look how everyone values him. To find a woman like this, you must first build a life where you are a man of value to the people around you. Rule number 3 is select for character, not just beauty. Many men complain that their woman isn't proud of them, but they chose a woman who isn't proud of anything. If you choose a woman who is shallow, who only cares about social media likes, or who has no respect for her own family, she will never be proud of you. She doesn't have the internal tools to feel that kind of deep respect. To find a woman who is proud to stand by you, you must look for a woman who has integrity herself. A woman who values hard work and honesty will be able to see those things in you and be proud of them. We also have to discuss the emotional anchor. In a relationship, the man is often the emotional anchor. This means when things go wrong, when the car breaks down, when there is a problem with money, or when there is an argument, the man stays calm. Psychology shows that women feel a deep sense of pride and safety when their man does not panic. If you are a man who cries or gets angry at every little problem, she cannot be proud of you because she has to care for you like a child. But if you are a rock, she will stand by you with her head held high because she knows she is with a man who can handle the world. Let's look at a positive story about a man named Arthur. Arthur was not a rich man, but he was a man of self-discipline. He worked as a mechanic and he was very good at his job. He met a woman named Grace. Grace noticed that Arthur never complained about his hard work. Even when he was tired, he went to the gym and he helped his neighbors. One day, Arthur's garage had a small fire. Most men would have panicked, but Arthur stayed calm, made sure everyone was safe, and started a plan to rebuild the next day. The positive outcome for Arthur was the birth of deep loyalty. Grace didn't look at the fire and see a failure. She looked at Arthur and saw a leader. She told her friends, "My man is the strongest person I know. He doesn't let life break him." Grace was so proud of Arthur that she stayed by his side and worked with him to rebuild the shop. Arthur learned that pride is not about having a perfect life, it is about how you respond to a broken life. By being a man of character, he attracted a woman who was a partner, not just a guest. Do you think it is harder to stay calm in today's world because of all the stress we see on the internet? How do you keep your mind quiet when everything seems to be going wrong? Share your rock strategy in the comments so other men can learn from you. The fourth rule is never hide your mission. Some men stop working on their dreams because they want to spend all their time with a woman. They think this makes her happy, but in the long run, it makes her lose pride in you. A woman wants to know that you have a map for your life that is bigger than just her. When she sees you working on your business, your health, or your skills, it creates a healthy distance that builds attraction. She feels proud to be the woman who gets to support a man who is doing big things. Never sacrifice your mission for a relationship, because without your mission, you will eventually lose the relationship. Another important concept is the psychology of boundaries. A woman is proud of a man who can say no. If you let her treat you poorly, or if you let other people walk all over you, she will feel embarrassed to be with you. She wants to know that her man is a protector, and a protector starts by protecting his own dignity. When you set a boundary and say, "I will not accept this behavior," you are showing her that you have a high standard. Women are naturally proud to be with a man who has a high standard for himself and everyone around him. To find a woman who is proud to stand by your side, you must understand the fifth reason, the visionary lead. In psychology, humans are naturally drawn to people who know where they're going. Imagine you are in a dark forest. Who do you follow? You follow the man with the flashlight and a map. Many men think that by asking a woman, "What do you want to do?" or "Where should we go?" for every single decision, they are being nice. But if you never have a plan, she feels like she is walking in the dark. A woman feels a deep sense of pride when she can tell her friends, "My man has a big vision for our future, and he is making it happen." When you lead with a clear goal, she doesn't feel like a servant. She feels like a partner in a great adventure. Most people watch to be entertained. You're likely here to be informed. This channel is a space for those who hold themselves to a higher standard of logic. If that resonates, subscribe and join a community that values deep psychology over cheap drama. I want to see your perspective in the comments. This is a place for data and dialogue, not judgment. If you're ready for the truth, stay tuned. The sixth psychological key is emotional stability under pressure. We live in a world that is very loud and full of stress. Most people react to stress by complaining, shouting, or giving up. But a man of value is like a cool breeze in a hot room. When things go wrong at work or in the family and you stay calm and look for a solution, you are building trust and pride at the same time. Psychology shows that women feel the most pride in a man who can hold the line when everyone else is falling apart. If she can rely on your mind to stay steady, she will be proud to stand by your side because she knows she is with a true protector. We must also talk about the reward of loyalty. Pride is a two-way street. A woman will only be proud of you if she feels that you are proud of her. If you treat her like she's lucky to be with you, or if you ignore her achievements, she will stop caring about yours. A high-value man notices the small things. He says, "I am proud of how you handled that situation with your sister," or "I love how hard you are working on your goals." When you give her the gift of your approval, she will naturally want to give it back to you. This creates a cycle of respect where both people are trying to make the other person proud. Have you ever been in a relationship where you felt like a team, where both of you were pushing each other to be better? Or have you felt like you were in a competition? Tell us in the comments. Why do you think some people try to pull their partner down instead of lifting them up? The seventh reason is social intelligence. This means knowing how to act in different situations. A woman is proud of a man who can talk to a king and a beggar with the same level of respect. If you are rude to people below you, or if you act like a scared child around people above you, she will feel embarrassed. But if you have class, which means you are polite, you listen more than you talk, and you keep your cool, she will feel like she is with a high-value prize. She will want to take you everywhere because you make her look good just by being there. Let's go back to the story of Arthur. After the fire in his garage, Arthur didn't just fix the building. He started a small class on Saturday mornings to teach young boys in the neighborhood how to fix bicycles for free. He didn't do it for money. He did it because he wanted to help his community. When Grace saw Arthur teaching those kids and saw how the parents in the neighborhood looked at him with respect, her pride in him grew even more. She didn't care that his hands were covered in oil or that his clothes were old. She saw a man who was a pillar of the community. The positive outcome for Arthur was the unbreakable bond. Because Arthur was a man of service and character, Grace felt that being his woman was a title of honor. When other men tried to talk to Grace, she would just laugh and say, "You could never be half the man Arthur is." She wasn't just staying with him, she was invested in him. Arthur learned that to find a woman who is proud of you, you must build a life that is admirable. You don't find pride in a store, you grow it in the garden of your own actions. The eighth psychological rule is the power of the secret. In a world where everyone posts every detail of their life on the internet, a man who keeps some things private is very attractive. A woman feels a special kind of pride when she knows things about you that no one else knows. She knows your soft side, she knows your biggest dreams, and she knows your struggles. When you share your inner world only with her, it makes her feel like she is the queen of the kingdom. This exclusive access makes her want to protect your image in public. She will defend you to others because she knows the real you is worth defending. We also need to understand the law of growth. A woman who is proud to stand by you is a woman who is also growing. If you are moving forward but she wants to stay in the same place, the pride gap will get too big. You must choose a woman who has her own mission. When two people are both climbing their own mountains, they can look across and feel proud of each other. This is the secret to a long-term marriage. It isn't just about loving each other, it is about admiring the person the other is becoming. Do you have a goal right now that you are working on? Are you doing it for yourself or are you doing it to get a girl? In psychology, goals worked on for yourself are the only ones that last. Tell us in the comments what your big goal is for this year. Let's keep each other accountable. Finally, remember that pride is a choice. You cannot make someone proud. You can only be a man who is worthy of pride. If you lie, if you are lazy, or if you blame others for your problems, no woman, no matter how good she is, can be proud of you. But if you take total responsibility for your life, if you speak the truth even when it is hard, and if you stay disciplined, you become a magnet for a high-value woman. You stop searching for a woman to stand by you, and you start selecting the one who has earned the right to be there. You are the author of your own life. Every choice you make today is a sentence in your book. Write a story that a great woman would be honored to read. Write a story that makes you proud when you look in the mirror. When you are a man who is proud of himself, the world has no choice but to follow your lead. Staying until the end isn't just about finishing a video, it's about refusing to look away from the truth. I appreciate you being here for the full conversation. It shows you're ready to apply what you learn rather than just hearing it. Subscribe to lock in this standard for yourself. We're building a community where boundaries and self-respect are the baseline, not the exception. Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm looking forward to reading your take. Keep challenging the narrative. I'll see you in the next one.